everyone, welcome back to Pharma E-Class. I am Priya Maurya from Smriti College of Pharmaceutical Education, Indore. So let's talk about some short about previous lecture. In previous lecture we had discussed about the investigational new drug application, types of various investigational new drug application and various categories of IND, resources used for the IND application, Code of Federal Regulation, 21 CFR and its various parts concerning about the investigational new drug application. So let's recap some key points about the investigational new drug application. So investigational new drug application program is the means by which a pharmaceutical company obtains a permission to start a human clinical trials and to ship an experimental drug across the state lines from the respective government authority before the marketing of application for the drug has been approved. So let's talk about what are the important key parameters of the investigational new drug application. So IND, if we talk about IND, so IND discloses the knowledge about the manufacturing, pharmacology and toxicology of the drug to support its human testing or its clinical trials. It also requires that the clinical investigation to be performed in accordance with the good clinical practices and also provides an additional level of protection through the FDA oversight. So these are the various important concepts behind the IND application. Further, if we will talk about the basic components of any investigational new drug application. So investigational new drug application, in which we will talk about preclinical investigation, that is animal experimentation is a step to generate the required data regarding the potential therapeutic effects of the substance on living organism. These data is useful to present the strong evidence regarding the safety in humans and thereby to start the human testing. So normal duration of the preclinical investigation ranges from 1 to 3 years. Once the sufficient data is collected to reach the goal of potential therapeutic effect and adequate desired safety, then the sponsor can formally notify the Food and Drug Administration about their wish to conduct the clinical trials by filing the investigational new drug application. So, investigational new drug application must filed before the conduction of clinical trial. In case of United States, the patentee should file the investigational new drug application to the FDA, and in other countries they report to their governing regulatory authorities. So let's talk about what are the investigational new drug application contents. That means any investigational new drug application, what parameters it must include. So it must include a detailed cover sheet, table of contents, an introductory statement, basic investigational plan, detailed investigational protocols, actual and proposed chemistry of the compound, pharmacological and toxicological information of the compound which is previously known from the non-clinical data, and details of the previous human experience with the compound if any presents. That means if any time before in any other country if clinical trial conducted on the same drug, so the data of that particular clinical trial or why it is not come to the market, that particular previous experience should be shared in this investigational new drug application, and any other information asked by the FDA. So this is the basic contents which must include in any investigational new drug application. So if we talk about cover sheet, so cover sheet consists of details of any investigational new drug application that includes the name of the sponsor, name of the drug and the type of submission, etc. So investigational new drug sponsor that is the pharmaceutical company that is sponsored the clinical trial or human testing, the sponsors are required to obtain a signed FDA form, that is form number 1572, from each clinical investigators. That form particularly contains various information, that will be name and address of the chief investigator, name and code number of any protocol which we will follow during the investigational new drug application, name and drug of the research facility and any clinical labs, name and address of the responsible IRB, that is Institutional Review Board, and name of sub-investigators and signed commitment by the investigator. So these are the various contents of the form number 1572. If we talk about the review of IND, what will be the review system of any investigational new drug application? So when initial investigational new drug submission is made, then it is kept in the record room and numbered by the FDA. Once investigational new drug is stamped as a received, then it is sent for the clinical review by several reviewers from the different branches like chemistry, pharmacology, toxicology, biopharmaceuticals, etc. in order to assure the safety of the individuals who will be enrolled in the study. And once when investigational new drug is submitted, then the permission of initiate the trial or issue related to safety or the clinical hold will be informed to the sponsor and will be resolved. So this is the review process of any investigational new drug. So in content of the investigational new drug application, we talk about introductory statement. So what is introductory statement? An introductory statement is an overview of the investigational drug and plan of investigation. It should begin with a description of the drug and the indication to be studies, followed by the structure, its pharmacological class, dosage form, route of administration, etc. In addition, it also includes the rationale for the proposed study plan, type of the clinical study to be conducted, number of patients that will receive the drug and anticipated risk based on the non-clinical studies which we will perform before filing an investigational new drug application. So, if the drug was withdrawn from the investigation or marketing, then the details regarding the country and the reason for which withdrawal should be discussed. So, one term that is mentioned in your syllabus, that is investigator's brochure. So, the investigator brochure is a key document that presents the summary form, clinical as well as non-clinical, and CMC. Here CMC is the chemistry, manufacturing and control information regarding drug. The data should support the clinical study. These also help to make unbiased risk versus benefit assessment of the particular trial. So here we enlist the required information which we should provide in the investigator's brochure. So investigator's brochure must include physical, chemical and pharmaceutical properties of the drug, supply, storage and handling information of the drug, chemical name and chemical structure of the drug, summarized relevant information about the non-clinical pharmacology, toxicology and pharmacokinetic aspect of the drug. So after this, it will also include summary of the safety and efficacy profile of the drug if it is studied earlier in the humans, and various guidelines regarding the management of the subject who will participate in the trial. So these are the various contents which we must include in any investigator's brochure. So if we talk about protocol of clinical study, so it is an information regarding the conduction of proposed clinical study. So what is protocol? Protocol is an information regarding the conduction of proposed clinical trial or clinical study, and protocol must include various parameters that include name and address or qualification of the each investigator and co-investigator. That means qualification, name and address must be included of each investigator and co-investigator. Name and address of the each clinical site where we wants to perform the clinical trials. Then name and address of the each institutional review board. So institutional review board, each and every institutional review board member should be mentioned in this. And furthermore, it also include case report, and it also include the inclusion and exclusion criteria of the subject. That means the subject who is made for the trials and the subjects which we will not incorporate in the human trial, that will call as inclusion and exclusion criteria. After this, number of subjects enrolled in the clinical trials. Then this number is not the actual number. This is the estimated number of the subject which are enrolled for the clinical trials. Slightly they may vary. After that, dose and duration of the drug exposure to the subject. So in which we have to mention the maximum proposed dose and its duration of exposure to the subject. After that, method of measurement and observation. So what are the methods and what are measurement methods incorporated in the clinical trials. After that, clinical procedures and laboratory tests which are planned to monitor the effect of the drug in the subject. So various clinical procedures which were involved along with the drug in that particular clinical trial, and what are the various laboratory tests which we have to perform during the course of clinical trial. And further one more, that is method used to determine doses to be administered. Thank you.